I want to get another read all of that this idea of Elizabeth Warren maybe as a Treasury Secretary. The same week we got news that in the third quarter, the economy zoomed ahead 33+%. Now, of course, it fell a like amount in the second quarter. Nevertheless, the comeback appears to be real. So, Steve Moore, what do you make, first off, of the talk of Elizabeth Warren as a Treasury Secretary in a Biden administration?
Well, I think it's an indication of just how left-wing a Biden administration would be. I mean, Elizabeth Warren is very hostile to business interests in America. I think she would be terrible for the stock market. But I think the more important point, Neil, is what you just said, that, my goodness, and you and I have been in this business a long time of following these economic statistics. I mean, can you think of a stronger closing statement for Donald Trump than those numbers that came out on Thursday? 33% growth. Most people don't follow this stuff as closely as you and I do. Usually 3, 4, 5% growth is considered a good number, and we got this 33% growth. And don't forget also, Neil, on Thursday morning, really good numbers on the unemployment with another big drop in the number of people on unemployment insurance claims. We've had something like 11.5 million jobs created since June. So that's a very strong number. If I were Trump, I'd say, look, we're riding on the back of Secretariat here right now. You don't want to change horses.
But, there are a lot of people who, I guess it depends on their view of the horses, because 22.7 million Americans are still claiming some sort of unemployment benefit, as you know, Steve. And
That's right.
a good many of them, maybe close to a third, are exhausting those benefits. They'll run out in a matter of weeks. So for those people, that doesn't sound like rounding the bend. That doesn't sound like an economy on fire. And I'm wondering when the president pounds that theme, but when he pounds that theme in battleground states, I'm sure that's the president for you now. But when does it fall on empty ears? So do people hear that and say, just like when he says that, we're rounding the bend on COVID, we're not. And when everything's hunky-dory on the economy, it's not, It's weird.
But certainly I'm not saying, and Donald Trump isn't saying that everything's honky-dory with the economy. It's just that this is the fastest recovery we've ever seen in this country. And by the way, it's much faster than any other European country. You look at those projections, Neil, that the Federal Reserve Bank made, that the Congressional Budget Office, they said we'd be lucky if we had 12, 13, 14% growth. And here we are at 33% growth. They said that we'd probably still have 15, 16% unemployment rate. We're now down below 8%. So of course you're right. There's still a lot of problems in this country, a lot of heavy lifting to do to fix the economy. The real question right now for voters is, who do you actually think could do a better job getting those 10 million jobs back that we still haven't received? But nobody expected this kind of boom that we've seen in terms of recovery. It really is pretty spectacular. And by the way, look at manufacturing, look at the construction. You cover it every day on your show, Neil. Look what's happening with the housing market. Those are really strong markets right now.
The market had a rough week. It's had a rough month. It's a second down month. One of the worst weeks before an election we've ever experienced. Normally not good for the party in power. Are you worried for the president?
You mean in terms of the stock market, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, I think the stock market is weak because of what you just said, that we've seen increasing COVID cases. But, I think that we're seeing better treatments. We're seeing, people who are being hospitalized are actually not getting, the death rate is falling. So, of course, this is two issues I think that are at the top of the mind of voters. Number one, who can get us through this terrible economic time? And I think, most voters agree that it's Donald Trump. But then there's also this question about who is going to deal with this health crisis. And we have parallel concerns right now. But I do think, I think it was Bill Clinton who said it's the economy, stupid. And if it's the economy that people are voting on, I feel very strongly Trump is going to win in those states like Michigan and Pennsylvania, where, by the way, one last thing. Okay. Look at where the recovery has been, Neil. It's been in the southern states. It's in Texas. It's in Tennessee. It's in Florida. It's in states like Utah, Idaho. Where are the states?
We shall see. All right, Steve. We shall see. Thank you very much.